As you can see, I've now set up my camera on the top of the cupboard in the corner of the kitchen. Gives a great view down across the kitchen, and on my screen, which is here on my tablet, you get a good view of what I'm looking at. Because of the light, I'm actually going to go and move it now, but it just gives you a live view of what's happening now, me with the camera, and I'm giving you a wave now. Now there will be a little bit of a delay before you see it come up on the screen, because of the distance I am from my Wi-Fi. The next thing you'll see is I'm just going to take it upstairs and I'm going to show you how the screen works. So this is the live view coming from the camera in the kitchen. It's giving a view of what it was before, but now I'm going to show you that you can pan and tilt. If I wanted to look a little bit more to this side, I would just put my finger on the screen and move it this way a bit. You can sometimes get a bit of a delay on the picture purely if somebody else is using the Wi-Fi as well. This way I'm just going to pan it down so I can see a little bit more of the top. Again, there's a bit of a delay there. Just wait for that to happen. There we go. I can move it back to where it was. I can look a bit more to the left of the kitchen if I want to. That's my next door neighbour in his garden doing some sawing. He's mending his fence at the moment. And that's just looking across the kitchen a bit more. I'm just going to bring it back. Just give it a moment to work. Sometimes it works a lot quicker than that. I think there's a bit of demand going on with my Wi-Fi today. My wife's using it as well, so it just slows it down a little bit. I can open up the picture and zoom in on a particular bit if I want to. Say I wanted to zoom in. I just pinch it out like so, and the picture will open up. Again, it's usually a little bit smoother than this. There we go. It's a bit bright outside, to be honest with you, at the moment, which is why it's getting that flaring. Now to just get back to normal, I just squeeze the picture back up again and I can move it back where it was. Up here we have a little clock with a calendar. If you click on that, it will go to the other format, the portrait format. If there's any recordings, you can actually, or history of what you've been doing, it'll be in there, and you can click on each individual item and you can watch that back over again. If I just click that, that gives you the dates. I just return to there, back to there, just goes back to where I was before. Other things we have in the settings, just click on that. Again, it goes back to the format there. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit and pick the picture up right, just so as you can see it. The about gives you the details about the actual unit itself. I'm not going to do that because it gives away the idea of the camera. Date and time, you can change that, the format of it, to have either the date, month, year, or year, month, date, so on. Restore factory settings just completely sets the whole thing back to scratch. System upgrade, if there's any updates, it will tell you. You click on there and it will give the upgrade to the system. Restart is exactly what it says. Device password, you can change that if you want to by going in there. Now what you can do here with the alarm and the record, you can actually set it to send you an alert. Sorry, it's not in the best position to see this here. And the flaring on the screen is purely the motion between my screen and the camera. I can switch the motion detect on or off and save. I can switch it on and I can have the time that I want to. It can be operable between, say, 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, or you can have it 24 hours a day. Once you've set it in, if you click on there, you can tell it the days and the times you want, as I said. Save it, switch it on, and that's enabled. If you don't want it, you just switch that off there and back to there. That just takes you back to the screen. If I want to do the same with recording, so as it will record with motion detection, I click on the record button. I can set it to continuous recording. Motion detection is off at the moment, but you can then tell it, just click on that. You can set up a recording schedule. Again, days and times you want it to do it. I'm just going to switch that off because I don't need that at the moment. You can actually change the actual quality of the recording depending on the card you've got in there. Normal recording mode, if you've got a 32GB memory card, they're expected to record for about 4 days. Superior, which is perfectly good enough for what I need, it records for up to 10 days, and you can have advanced, which will just elongate the recording quite a bit more. You can set up the sensitivity as well of the camera. That way you can have it go off very, very easily if something moves, or you can just have it a little bit less sensitive. So moving up from there, we have the SD card. Gives you details about the capacity and so on of the card and how to format it if you want it. Memo, you can actually connect to the iCloud as well and actually save all the details up to the iCloud, which I don't actually do. I'm just happy to use it on the card and on my PC. Again, you can change the way you connect it. You can either switch it to Ethernet or back to Wi-Fi. These two might be, certainly the flip the screen might be good. The camera can be mounted on a ceiling, so as all the pictures are going to be upside down, you get a little mount with the camera. If you do that, you have to switch the flip the screen so it all becomes the right way around again. On-screen display, again, it gives you the option to change the way the format of the date is set, whether you want a 24-hour clock, whether you want the days on the display and so on. So you can enable any of that and save it. Below that, you can turn up the speaker volume or the mic volume and so on, and save that as well. So it's all little things you can change. Frequency for a different country, we use 50 Hertz in this country, so we leave it on there. 60, I believe the States and a few other countries use. Motion detection, I'm not going to click on that because it gives you the idea of the camera, but it gives you the way you can change the sensitivity of the camera itself, and you can actually have the camera light on or off. That's pretty much the basics of the unit. Now, I think it's really, really good, this system, but I do have one little gripe. I have contacted the manufacturers just to see if there's any solution to it. This particular camera affects some of my DAB radios in the house. We've got 3 radios. One has a telescopic aerial, which is in the bathroom, which is perfectly all right. We have one in the kitchen, which has got a small length of wire as the aerial, and also one in the bedroom. Now, when the camera is switched on, it affects some of the channels on the DAB radio. It sort of makes them garbled, so it sounds like the signal isn't there. Switch the camera off, and now perfect. It doesn't affect the one with the telescopic aerial whatsoever, so obviously it's the aerial system that's the problem. My solution to it at the moment is, as I don't need the camera on for 24 hours a day, we normally listen to the radio in the bathroom or in the bedroom, usually earlier in the morning. So I've set the timer on my camera, I've got a camera on the timer, to switch off just before my alarm goes off, and then to come back on again about half an hour after we normally finish in the bathroom. That gives a full day's recording if we happen to be going out anywhere or coming back in. Like I say, that's my only gripe with the system, and that's the only complaint I've got about it. Other than that, it works really well. But overall, for the money, this is a really, really nice little system, and it does the job admirably. Hopefully that helps you, and that's my review of this after only having it several days, but I've had a good play with it. So hopefully that does help and might make you give you the decision whether to go ahead and buy one or not. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a future video. Bye.